Happy Wednesday and welcome to ATI Pro Media. It is January 29th. We've got a hot grain market. It feels like this market can't go down. Talk of tariffs still on February 1st, but I don't think the market cares right now. Continue to rally. It's great to see. Bad day if you're a bear. But let's be honest, we like it when the Bears have a bad day, right? Other news we have is Fed meeting today. I don't see a whole lot of changes. We'll see what Brady thinks. And then the other headline I saw continues with in terms of exports out of Brazil, sand, a lot of cargo. So interesting headlines. And as always, drop us a question, anything you want to talk about, we want to talk about. With that, Brady, jump on in here. Let's quote up the markets. I've got a good idea for ATI Pro Media too, but let's quote up these markets, and then I'm going to run something by you.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a nice bid here in the markets today. March corn up 8.5 cents, 4.93 3/4. March beans up 7.5 cents at 10.52.5. Oil is a little bit weaker. Meal is a little bit firmer at 4.70, 3.14 on the soy meal. Looking over at Chicago wheat up 8 cents at 5.53. KC wheat's up 10.5 at 5.71. Your feeder cattle a little weaker, down 40 points at 277.87 on the March feeders. On the fat cattle side of things, we're down a buck on April fat cattle, 206.225. Then on the lean hog front, we're kind of mixed, unchanged there. Green on the front, red on the back. Looking over your crude market, energy crude's down 30 points, 73 bucks on crude oil. Diesel's down a penny. Nat gas, we got the March contract up 2 cents. Looking over your Dow in the equity market, the Dow is up 40 points, S&P up 10 points, and the NASDAQ up down 40 points. Mixed on your equity markets there. We got through them here. Good to see. Up 9 cents. That's a new near-term highs I think we're taking out on March and May corn.
Yeah, we might have to look at some charts. We talked, 460 felt like some resistance on new crop corn. We're at 465. This it feels good, right? I don't when we see this type of market, inverted market, balance sheets tight, that's where I think is anything that could derail it, right? And I think that's the probably in the back of everyone's mind, certainly in the back of my mind, is that if we see tariffs on China and Mexico, yesterday we had press secretary said that tariffs are still planned for February 1st. They're set to go in effect. 25%, ramping up to 50%, whatever those are. But I don't know. February 1st, I know it's January 29th, but it feels like a long ways away. Will we see tariffs, right? Right now we're saying we are, but we saw the same song and dance Monday with Colombia. I don't know. What do you think, Brady?
Well, in this administration, a couple days might as well be a week or a month because a lot can happen in a matter of days, hours with this administration. So things are happening, they're moving, and they're always changing and unpredictable. But yeah, February 1st, right around the corner here. We'll see how things act. But gosh, these grain markets, they're just bullish until they aren't. Definitely an old crop story. It's nice to have old crop ownership on the books. If you sold your grain last fall, hopefully you have some calls in place. They're gaining some value. It's a good position to be. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, we'll take it. I got it. When you look down and I see corn market up 9, this soybean market up 8, it doesn't feel like they care about tariffs. So I guess maybe we shouldn't either. I don't know. Time will tell, right?
Yeah. On the corn side of things, it's going to be a while till we get the safrinha. That's the next big crop that comes to the global market. So the U.S. is really the number one shop in town for a while. And we're going to trade headlines on how that safrinha crops looks on the corn front. And then we're going to trade headlines on, of course, the U.S., as we get acres planted, how many acres are planted there. But for a while here, that old crop, the U.S. is kind of the number one game in town here. And we're going to watch those headlines of, will there be tariffs and stuff like that? But interesting stuff going on.
Right. I want to take back what I said 30 seconds ago, where I said market doesn't care about tariffs, neither should we. No, let's be careful. Let's be smart. We got March corn getting close to 495. Right. Start thinking about if you're already positioned, think about reposition. If you got some calls making money, let's convert some of that to cash. That's what we did this morning. But yeah. Also, speaking of exports, we got this nice chart.
Okay.
Just accumulate, just looking at where we're at for export sales to Mexico, right, for the current marketing year. And we're at unprecedented areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thing about Mexico corn buying, it doesn't fall off, right? We want to continue this pace, and really, just in terms of ags, corn exports, we don't want anything to upset that, right? Mexico's been our number one corn buyer for what, the past 2-3 years, easily.
Huge. Yeah, that's big. Good point, Connor B. Don't want to upset the apple cart there. Good stuff. Good chart.
Yeah. So, moving right along, we got a Fed meeting today. I think I didn't look at the percentage, but I think the odds they change, lower rates, raise rate, it's almost zero, right? Especially with how how fast the Trump administration is moving. A lot of different factors. I think they're going to sit tight, don't you?
Yeah, I think that's they anticipated a lot. They'll, as always, kind of dig into the details of the words that Jay Powell uses, the rhetoric. I imagine there'll be a lot of political based questions about the administration and his, will Trump sway his decisions on how he moves with rates going forward? But you look at that Fed Watch tool, and I think they're pricing in 2 cuts. I think the latest dot plot has in two cuts for this year. A year ago, you rewind the clock, we were looking at potential for 6 cuts, and I think we've got 2 since then. So if we're looking at 2 cuts, will we get 0? Will we get 4? A lot of moving pieces on that interest rate front going forward. But cheap rates, those days seem like they're behind us a ways. But we'll see how it all plays out, and be interesting to see what questions he gets posed here this afternoon and how he answers them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, last headline I had was just sand has been found in at least 51 soy meal truck cargoes. This is reported from Reuters, but the Paraná State Authority, which oversees operations at the port, said that sand has been detected in soy meal cargoes during an inspection, according to a statement sent to Reuters on Tuesday. The term that is considered product adulteration. It's
Okay.
the term that jumped out to me. So continue, right? It was probably just last week that we saw cargoes from 5 different firms
Mm-hmm.
were rejected based on quality concerns. So continue. I got to be honest with you. I kind of thought it would be a one-off headline. We saw some rejected cargoes, and then that was going to be it. But the story kind of continues, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Interesting. Them Brazilian producers, they got to get those headers out of the dirt there. Pull them headers up a little bit. Quit going in scraping the bottom of there. Getting too much sand in those loads there.
Do you think so? When I worked in the merchandising processing side, and we had non-GMO beans, we'd take them, and if they got rejected, I can say this because I don't work for the company. I'd just tell them, well, drive around. Let's have them check it one more time and see if you get through. Because usually number 2, you think they're doing with the cargoes, just do a quick loop, right? Circle back. Let's see if we can test these again.
A quick loop out there with the barge. Okay. Yep.
Oh man. So,
I don't know. Yeah.
hey,
It's worth a shot though. I mean, you went all that way, you're there. It's worth a shot. Let's give it a go. I like it. But sand gets everywhere. That's why I don't like the beach. You go out there and it's everywhere. It's like in your ears and stuff.
That's why I don't. That's exactly why I live in Central Illinois. I'm nowhere close to a beach.
Nowhere
right?
close to the sand. Gosh.
Hey, I got an idea for you. With ATI Pro Media, we haven't advertised, right? We do our job. We go live. We do our premium. Do it to the best of our abilities. I got an advertising opportunity for you.
Okay.
All Super right. Bowl. I saw an ad was just under 6 million for 20 to 30-second ad. Do you think should we approach the board and see if we could get a few funds to run an ATI Pro Media ad for the Super Bowl?
That seems reasonably priced in a great audience. I mean,
think it'd pay for itself. I think it's paid for itself. Could you imagine Pepsi ad, Tostitos, ATI Pro Media?
Nice. I like it. Yeah. Maybe we can get just a slot where we go live for a minute, $6 million, go live for a minute, see what happens. Get Connor B's take. Bring Joe and Rick in.
I like it. All right. Hey, we got corn, soybeans. We all up double digits. Do you want to look at a chart real quick?
Yeah, let's pull it in. Yeah. March corn. I believe this is March corn. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Nice. Look at that. There's last week's high there, breaking out. Almost back to these May levels on March corn. May, I think we traded up to 508 and a quarter back in May 15th on March corn. So getting close to those levels again. It's good to see, Connor B.
And very much near that psychological $5 level too, right?
True. Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah, March contract still under that level. That May contract, you flip over to it, it's 506. So on the other side, on the north side of the $5, it's good to see. Good to see.
Could you zoom out? Let's feed the bulls right now. Let's
Okay.
say we get that and no tariff talk. Safrina corn crop looks terrible, and we keep rallying. Where's we go north of 5, I guess 525 kind of range. Is that where we're at?
Yeah, I think in that 520, 530 area, you've got a lot of price action in this 515 to 535 area. Makes sense to me in that area. But here we go, 552 up here. March 25 corn traded 552, July 24th of 2023, Connor B.
Boy, it'd be great to hit that, I gotta say, because we have March futures will go off the board. What, February 21st, 22nd?
Yep.
Um,
Well, I think
so
that's when options will
that,
expire,
that,
and then we'll get in a few more weeks with the actual futures contract. But
yeah,
yeah, end of Feb
thank you,
time frame.
thank you. That's what I meant to say. You knew what I meant to say. So.
Yeah, we know where you're going. We know where you're going. But yeah, so and we go back to a year ago when the March 24 contract came off the board. What did March 24 come off the board at? I'm going to pull that up if I can real quick.
Yeah, do it
Maybe
because
because
it's like a tale of two cities. It's the exact opposite, right?
yeah, let's look at this. This is March 24 corn. Just a depressing sell off there. Summer down in there reached on February 26th, 24. March 24 corn traded down to 394 and a half. February 26th. So interesting.
Gosh, it's
What
a
are we?
te-
Year
it,
ago today, 437, 440 area on March corn.
wow.
Year ago today.
It's a testament to what works last year is not necessarily going to work the next year, right? We got to be consistent, but if we're throwing all our eggs in one basket saying, okay, I got to sell old crop before this, or I've got to hold everything because we rallied last year, right? That doesn't work. We're seeing I don't want to say the exact opposite, but definitely a different feel, right? Much more
Yeah,
bullish than
don't
anything we
mark
saw
it.
in 24.
Yeah, don't mark it based on what worked last year, because chances are that tool, that process, that decision making process isn't going to work the same it did this year. You got a different market, different environment, and things will happen differently. Last year, you could have said sell it all off the combine or sell it all in April, May. Don't buy the call. Don't waste your money on the call. You do that this year. If you didn't buy the call, you're really kicking yourself. And thankfully, got a lot of guys with some call options on and managing those up as this market rallies. And it's a good way, cheapest way, arguably, to own the grain after harvest is reward that good basis, stay in the game with that call option, and defined risk. And arguably, with interest costs where they're at and the cost of storage shrink, the cheapest way to own grain is on paper with that call option.
Yep.
Personal opinion. Futures and options have risk. I think we got to throw that out
we
there
got
too.
the ticker. We got the ticker running.
Okay. Good
So,
stuff.
yeah,
Any other
race.
charts you want to look at here? I'm going to throw a cattle chart on just
Yeah,
because
go
we
ahead.
got it up. Look at that. That's a heck of a run in cattle. We did a video
Look
for
at that
guys
one.
that, yeah, if you bought LRP back in, January through July timeframe, you had really good levels to protect it, sold off and presented opportunities for guys to go out there and protect that equity in that LRP in this rally. You're sitting in here, you're getting an LRP bill or a put bill, but you're really making the most of that rally. And if you manage that equity in that LRP during that sell-off, you've got your LRP most likely paid for with your options position.
That's awesome. I love when we're talking LRP, we're going to talk in the next 30 days. I got to think we're going to talk a lot about crop insurance, right? When we see that spring average come in, is that how are we looking at that, right? If we're looking at it as a piece of our marketing, right? Well, then suddenly it's a subsidized put and one that we need to be cognizant of where that floor is, and then also, like you did, is we can defend the equity if we have a lot in it and go from there. So good stuff.
Yep. All right, Connor B. Good show today. Thank you guys all for joining us here live at 9. We'll be back tomorrow. And any closing thoughts, Connor?
No, let's keep it going. We got corn on the highs, beans right there. So we'll take it. We'll end the show with that. Have a good one, everyone.
See you.